Wednesday, everyone, and welcome back for another Cryptoquote video. I do want to break some news to you guys right up top here. This is going to be my last movie Cryptoquote video, and I'm not super thrilled about it because you guys could probably tell I don't like to quit anything, but I've been thinking about it and I've seen the views and the engagement on a whole bunch of other videos I've posted, and you know, to be completely honest with you guys, these haven't taken off quite like I would have hoped. So I'm thinking about ending this, but that doesn't mean you're gonna get less content on the channel. It just opens the door to doing more reviews, to getting a little creative and doing more Nemi Vlogs. So that is the decision I have come to here. But I do want to put one thing out there right now. Bodhisattva, you are the latest to get a whole bunch of consecutive wins, and I don't want to cut you off here. So you were our weekly winner last week, and I think that puts you at 3 wins, but you're getting a prize anyway. So do me a favor, find me on Twitter at Nemiroff and make sure that I know who you are there and we can DM and we can figure out a way to get you a prize. So Bodhi, you are our winner, and the answer that you got this time around was, we will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day. You guys don't need me to tell you. That comes from Independence Day, said by President Whitmore, played by Bill Pullman, of course. So that was our answer, and I was trying to think of a list of things that you could watch for 4th of July weekend, but I just can't stop thinking about one particular new release that we're getting this weekend, so instead I've made the list all about that, and it's Hamilton. Specifically, Disney Plus's version of Hamilton, which was a recording done from a Broadway production done back in June of 2016. So I really think the whole ensemble here is incredible, but I've picked 4 members of the Hamilton cast who are also in something else that I love that I think you should check out. Let's kick it off with Daveed Diggs. One of my absolute favorite things that I covered at last year's San Diego Comic-Con was the new Amazon series Undone, and Daveed Diggs voices a character in that series, and it's just animation magic. I believe it is the first TV series ever to use rotoscoping in its entirety. We've seen like bits and pieces throughout series, but the whole show is done with that animation technique, and the story is just absolutely fascinating. It stars Rosa Salazar, who I am a huge fan of, as a young woman who winds up getting in a car accident, and when she comes to again, she realizes that her life has changed big time because she's got a new relationship with time. Yeah, I know it sounds like a head scratcher. It is well worth digging into, and that series is streaming on Amazon. Next up here, let's go with Renée Goldsberry. I am especially excited about this one because one of my latest features that I posted for Collider.com is all about Zoey's Extraordinary Playlist and how friggin' good that show is, but more specifically, how you're about to, yep, there's Dewey. There he is. I think his tail is out of the frame now, but Zoey's Extraordinary Playlist was just such a wonderful surprise to me because when I saw the first ads for it, I'm like, oh, it's a silly NBC musical comedy. I don't need that right now. I'm not going to be interested in it. The emotion in that show, though, is through the roof. Even though I think those advertisements sold the hook of the show, Zoey's ability to hear people's thoughts and understand their emotions through song, I think that was sold very well, but there's so much more to it that isn't represented in those commercials. So please take my word for it. Oh, hello again, Dewey. Zoey's Extraordinary Playlist is so incredibly worth your time, and Renée Goldsberry pops up later in the season, and she plays, so Zoey works for this tech company, Lauren Graham's character is her boss, and Renée Goldsberry plays Lauren Graham's character's adversary in the show, and she pops up later in the season, and surprise, surprise, she's great in it. Next up, let's go Jonathan Groff. I still can't get over his performance in Hamilton. He's something else, but another thing that he is downright incredible in is Mindhunter. If you are not watching Mindhunter on Netflix, what are you doing right now? Go check it out. It is an absolutely riveting watch. It takes place in the 1970s, and it's all about these 2 FBI agents trying to enhance criminal science by studying the psychology of serial killers. And The performances in that show across the board are great, but Groff in particular is something else. I really can't imagine just being in that headspace for an extended period of time, and there's so much like internal intensity going on there. He really is incredible. It's streaming on Netflix. Check it out. And oh, just in case I didn't mention it, Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist is streaming on Hulu, so that's where you could find that one. Let's wrap this up now with, I think I'm going to go ahead and say he was my favorite in Hamilton, and it's Leslie Odom Jr. I was just so blown away by what a powerhouse in Hamilton he is, and also how Aaron Burr was included in the story. I guess I just was not expecting to get that much access to what he was going through as all of these events play out, and I thought that played extremely well. But with Leslie Odom Jr., the movie that I'm going to recommend is Harriet, and I had the pleasure of interviewing him back at TIFF, and I said this in my review, but I would have been a nervous wreck if I had seen how good he was in Hamilton. I think he is great in Harriet too, but I don't know, you could be impressed by performances, but then there's those like next level performances that almost feel untouchable that you can't really fully process, and that's what I thought he did in Hamilton. But anyway, Harriet is a solid watch. Not the greatest movie ever, but I do think it's got a bunch of exceptional performances in it. Leslie Odom Jr. is great, but you know what you're getting whenever you see something with Cynthia Erivo in it. She is just commanding the screen nonstop. I do think it's a beautifully shot film, and I highly recommend checking it out. It is not available to stream, but you can rent it, and it's well worth it. So there you guys go. Those are my recommendations. No more puzzle this time. It's sad to do. I'm having such a hard time doing this video because, I don't know, I like to stick with things and never give up on them, but I gotta keep reminding myself here, it's not giving up. It's freeing up some time to do something new, and I promise you, whatever that new thing is, you're going to enjoy it. So a big thanks to everybody out there who has been playing along week to week, to Utkarsh, Bodhi, and Ian, our winners from the movie Cryptoquote videos. Congratulations to you guys, and again, thanks for creating so much really great competition in the mix. It's been a lot of fun watching you guys duke it out from week to week. But again, everyone, thanks so much for watching these videos, and stay tuned because I'm going to have so much more movie and TV content coming your way real soon.